Welcome to part two. We're joined by Kent from Belfast. That's in Northern Ireland. For those of you that used to twag geography at school, uh, don't forget to click the link in the comment section, pinned to the top. It'll take you straight to my sponsors, Human Nutrients. Have a little nosy. Let me know what you think. So we're just waiting for Kent now. So I'm on Kent part two. I wonder what we're going to talk about on this one. I think I've got a good idea how we're going to play this one. Uh, so it is what it is. I hope everybody's having a good uh, Monday. Monday's a pony, aren't they? Really, you're just thinking about being at pub, aren't you? Really, I am. Do you know what I mean? But come on, Kent. What's happened to you today, lad? Here we are. Here's Kent. Never want to be on time of late. Oh,
Well, I'm here now, Russell.
good man. Good man. Right, Ken. He's been in the news. He's always in the news. Fury power, Stig's hero. Uh, Simon Jordan's put it on him regarding buying Morecambe, dipping into his fortune to buy it because he said he would, didn't he, a few years back? Do you remember?
He said a lot of things, Russell, the last few years.
What has he said in the last few years, Ken? What has he let us down with?
Everything, everything that's come out of his mouth, Russell.
What about that 7 million to charity to homeless in Cedar, California?
Was it not 11 million?
No, it was if seven won it. He cleared seven, didn't he, from the Wilder fight? But he only said that because he was sending messages to Mick Hennessy. Listen, you're getting notes. I've give it away because Mick served papers on him, didn't he? But if you remember, a few years later, he cocked off, didn't he, and settled out the court for 1.5.
I'm not surprised, Russell. You know that this is the guy that engineered a deal with him
Well,
without going to Matchroom or Sports Network at the time, getting him on terrestrial TV, keeping him away from fighters that were going to beat him, and eventually getting a world title fight in Germany away from home and winning that. You know, that was all down to Mick Hennessy. Then whenever, things weren't going as well for him, he gets rid of Mick Hennessy and goes to Frank Warren. What type of person does that?
well, he settled out of court with Hennessy because Hennessy were going to expose him in court, wasn't he, for the farmer that got squared up and the wild boar and all the rest of it. But I think what bothered Fury were the mental health lies because we all know it were knackers, don't we? I mean, when was the last time we've seen him at a mental health meeting? I think that one's worn a bit thin on it now. Nobody mentions how's your mental health. Are you still doing your mental health talks with people and all that? That's gone quiet. That maybe you might dig that one up in next 12 months or something. But what's happened to him being a mental health ambassador? We don't hear out about that, do we now?
Well, whoever said he was a mental health ambassador, I think him being a mental health ambassador was self-proclaimed, a bit like everything in his career. You know, he's a mental health ambassador when the cameras are on him.
What about the £1 million bet with Piers Morgan? Piers didn't get paid for that, did he? For charity?
Definitely not. He was never going to get paid for that, Russell, was he?
Yeah. What I mainly want to talk about is what we're doing these short videos today, these 9 shorts, or whatever we're going to do. Fury's CV, he's telling us for years and years he's a GOAT. Where is he on the GOAT list and who's his best 5 wins?
I think he's right on that. I think he is a goat. I think he's a top goat, but I don't think he's the greatest of all time, and anywhere near that. I don't think I would even put him in the top 20 heavyweights
No.
of all time. And I look at resumes and I look at resumes in boxing, and I actually think Riddick Bowe's got a pretty weak resume
Yeah.
as a late champion. And I would actually put Riddick Bowe's resume higher than Tyson Fury's.
Well, he's beaten
resume.
Holyfield twice, Riddick Bowe. Plus, he's beaten five other champions, hasn't he? Fury's only beat four champions, and there's an asterisk. Four wins of a champion, sorry, and there's an asterisk next to pretty much every one of them, isn't there?
Plus, there's an asterisk behind him because he's failed a doping
Okay.
test as well. So
Yeah.
you put all them things together, and it doesn't really stack up, does it? It doesn't add up, you know. And heavyweight boxing of different eras has been of a different standard. You know, obviously, you know, we go back to Joe Lewis. Joe Lewis didn't have the most extensive resume, but he got a lot of defenses. We look
Yeah.
at Rocky Marciano, who retired as a 49 and 0. And you look at Rocky Marciano now, I don't even think would be a bridgerweight. So resumes and times change, but if you look at it per champion and who he's fought, that's the most objective way of looking at it. And you even look at fighters, you know, who didn't have great, you know, long careers. I would still put them ahead of Tyson Fury.
Well, Richie Woodall's got more wins over champions than Fury, and so's Jamie McDonnell. That's just about sums boxing up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and I think it's a whole thing now of media, and I think it's you've got people like Simon Jordan who aren't actually boxing historians and don't really know anything about boxing, and a lot of the people that could go on that you've got the likes of guys on there, likes of Adi Apollo or Pofo or whatever you call him. You've got guys like G-Man. These guys aren't boxing historians, and there's always they're always even that guy sporting icons. All these people aren't sterling boxing people.
What's
So
happened to sporting icons? Has it gone missing?
I don't know. I don't follow him, but
G-Man's from your village, isn't he?
no, he's from Dublin. He's nowhere near from where I'm from.
Oh, isn't he? Oh, I thought you were.
You know, we get all these so-called experts going on talk sport and talking absolute shite for a few quid, and none of them are actually proper boxing people. So
Cheerleaders, majority of them on Talksport, aren't they? Let's have it right. Cheerleader. I mean, Duke McKenzie's even turning into a bit of a cheerleader, I've noticed lately. I mean, he squeaks Usyk into his top 20 all time. Well, Usyk's in my top six for every.
yeah, yeah. I you know, you look at you know, Ali would have struggled with Usyk. You
Yeah,
know,
would he?
I think I would have. You know, you look at, you know, everybody talks about Usyk as a small heavyweight. He's not a small heavyweight. He's 6'4", and he's a that's a big heavyweight. You know, he may not be 6'8", 6'9" giant, but he is still a big heavyweight.
Yeah.
And I
That's
think Ali
six
would have
three on
struggled.
box rec, doesn't he? 6'3". But either way, it's same size as Foreman, isn't he?
Yeah,
Big Joe.
George was just a different body type. You know,
Yeah.
George was just a genetic freak, so he was just completely built completely different to Usyk. You know, I think Ali would have struggled with that Soviet style. That would have been a style that would have been really, 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 really effective against Muhammad Ali.
Okay, so we'll finish off on this, Ken. Where have you got Fury in the all-time great list? Top 20 or top 30?
Not in the top 20 anyway.
Top 30-ish, do you think?
Yeah, because he's won a W. You know, you look at the WBC champions over the last lot of years, it's been dog shite.
Yeah.
You know, we had
Stavern
Samuel
Wilder.
Stavern, Wilder. We had, you know, Samuel Peter was in there at some stage. Hasim Rahman was in there at some stage. You know, was Oleg Maskayev was absolutely shot to pieces.
Yeah.
5 years past his best. He was a WBC champion. So we look at it from now, which is probably the worst decade. The last 2 decades, last 20 years, has been an absolute horror for heavyweight boxing.
Right then, Kent. Well, listen, do you want to go on to part three, mate?
Yep.
I'll see you on part 3. Thanks for liking and subscribing, leaving a comment. Don't forget to check the pinned link in the comment section. Take you straight to our sponsors. Have a little look at that one. Pop, pop, bang.